Hello, everybody out there in Rumble X and YouTube land. Welcome back to Diego Knows. I, of course, am Diego, and today we're going to talk some more about Eat, Pray, Love. Okay, this rom-com, if you want to call it that, chick flick starring Julia Roberts, you know, who all of you love. I don't love her, never loved her. I always thought she was mid, but women loved her, and they spent money to go see her movies, and that's what made her a star. It was the women, not the men. Okay. Which is nothing wrong with that. But so basically, she kind of set herself up as the representative of middle-aged white women, okay, in America, okay? Liberals, of course, you know, of what the ideal, the type of woman that they should aspire to be. You need to be like her because she represents excellence, okay? Same thing with like Princess Di, okay? For those of you who remember her. Okay, she was also a symbol for women all over the world to be like her. Okay, she represents excellence. You know, there's crap like that, and that's what Julia Roberts is. She was a role model for women. Okay, young women in the '90s and then older women in the 2000s. Okay, and that's her claim to fame. That's her thing. Okay, now obviously she's not what she used to be anymore. She aged out. She's old now. She's doing like streaming shows and stuff, you know, got a lot of money, made a lot of money, but she's not the young, you know, prostitute, okay, that the billionaire falls in love with anymore. She ain't that anymore, okay, it hasn't been for a long time, okay, but this right here, this 2010 movie, okay, this is when she's like right in the peak of her influence, okay, right in the peak of her stardom, okay, when, you know, her name on a billboard will turn heads. Okay, well, women will be, oh, if Julia Roberts is in it, I'm going to go see it no matter what. It could be about ancient Hungarian cabinet making. I don't care. It could be about taking a dump, okay, in my mom's mouth. I don't care. If Julia Roberts is starring in it, I am going to watch it. Okay, that's the kind of pull that she had. This is before the internet took over, okay, the way it is today. There's before like streaming and all that kind of, this is 2010, okay? I mean, you know, social media was still in its infancy, okay? Before streaming, okay? Netflix had just gotten into, you know, streaming, okay? There wasn't any Disney Plus yet or HBO Max or Hulu or none of that crap existed yet, okay? That was about to come, all right? But at this time, it hadn't existed yet, so people still went to the movies to watch mediocre trash like this, okay? And the only reason people got away with it, the only reason this movie wasn't condemned is because men did not go see it. They didn't waste their money. Women saw it, they talked about it, they read the book, okay? They did all that kind of stuff, okay? But men didn't do it so because men didn't give a crap, okay? So we were blissfully unaware of it. We didn't care. That's the kind of stuff my girlfriend watches, or my wife watches that stuff. My daughter watches that. I don't watch that stuff, okay? That's how we were about it, okay? And I wish to God we weren't that way. I wish to God men paid more attention to the stuff that women read, to the stuff that women watch, the TV shows, to the music that women, particularly young women, listen to. Okay, because if men did pay attention to these things, you would see exactly why so many women are fucked up today. Okay, you would see exactly why the dating crisis is a crisis. Okay, you would see why everything is wasted. See, guys, we only pay attention to the outcomes. We don't pay attention to what caused it. Okay, because this is chick flick stuff. Okay, we don't care. Most of us don't care. We're not there. We got other things to do. Okay, but you know, when it comes to like relationships, when it comes to, you know, gender roles, when it comes to men and women relating to each other, okay, you got to pay attention to the crap that women are paying attention to. I made that mistake too. I didn't listen to fucking Olivia Rodrigo. I didn't listen to Sabrina Carpenter. I never fucking listened to Pink. I thought she was overrated. But women listen to them. Women listen to the lyrics, and they pay attention to that stuff. Women listen to Cardi B. Okay, so when she's singing about wet ass pussy, yes, there's teenage girls listening to that and thinking it's cool. We don't, because we don't listen to Cardi B. Most of us don't even know who the fuck she is. But women do. Same thing with the Kardashians. Look at that empire that the Kardashians made. And all of that happened. They became billionaires because straight men were not paying attention. Because we didn't care about the car. We don't care about Kendall Jenner or Kim Kardashian. We don't give two craps about Khloe Kardashian or Kris Jenner or any of that crap. We don't pay attention to it. We don't care. But your girlfriend does. Your wife does. Your daughter does. And that's why they're acting that way. That's why they're doing the things that they do. Look at the publishing industry, for Christ's sake. The publishing industry is all dominated by women. This fucking movie is a perfect example of this movie. Eat, Pray, Love was written by Liz Gilbert. Okay? Typical feminist bullshit. White libtard feminist. They control the publishing industry. Okay? Men don't publish books anymore. That's why men aren't reading books. There's nothing for them to read. Yeah, you got your exceptions like Stephen King or something, okay? But for the most part, okay, the publishing industry, okay, is all women. I'm talking about the agents, the publishers, okay, the authors, they're all women. Because women read a lot more than men do. So what do? They decide we're just not going to make books for men. You go to any like half-price books or go to a Barnes & Noble, yeah, they still exist. Okay, you go in there, it's all for women. They have a section there called the teen section. You know, the teen section. You look at that. It's all fucking Vampire Diary bullshit. For teenage girls, there's nothing there for boys. They call it teens. But there's nothing there for teenage boys. Nothing. It takes up half the fucking store. You look at the new releases. It's all women. It's all women authors. And you don't even know what the fuck the book is about because it says their name, Danielle Steele, and it'll say the title of the book, and then have a picture of a flower or some shit. And that's it. When I was a kid, I remember, dude, when you went to a bookstore, you saw a cover of a book that was striking. You picked it. Oh, what is this about? This cover looks awesome. Okay? Yeah, all the covers look the same now. It's the name of the female author. Okay? It's the title of the book and then like a picture of a flower. And that's every fucking book. Nothing for men. Nothing for men to read. You see what I mean? Because they've taken over it. Just like Hollywood. Okay, the libtard women and the gays have taken over everything in Hollywood. All the casting agents in Hollywood are all women. Specifically Jewish women. Middle-aged Jewish women are the ones that cast everybody in Hollywood. Okay? You're not going to see a man, a straight man, casting anybody in Hollywood. They don't allow it anymore. You see what I mean? So of course the movies are going to be woke. There's nobody there who isn't woke. And despite what Hollywood tells you, okay, most of our country, most of the world is not woke. We're not. We're not. You know, I saw He-Man, the Masters Universe. I took my son to go see it last weekend, okay? And yes, that movie flopped, but I was a big fan of that when I was a little boy. I loved He-Man. Okay, I wanted to share that with my son, okay, my 10-year-old. I wanted him to love He-Man. He didn't care two craps about He-Man. Nobody at his school talks about He-Man. They don't care. They don't care about He-Man. It's stupid. Just like Star Wars. They don't care about Star Wars. It's stupid. Okay, and that Star Wars movie that came out a couple years ago, that movie bombed too. Okay? The kids today don't care. They don't care about this. So they're into like Pokemon. Okay? And Beyblades and crap like that. And Minecraft and Roblox. That's what the kids today are into. All right? And the only reason I know those things is because I have a little boy. All right? But they're not into like He-Man or Star Wars. The stuff that I was into when I was a kid. All right? And the reason for that is because there's nothing there for boys to want to aspire to. I watched He-Man with my son, and the movie He-Man was a beta male. He was like a feminine beta male. He was unsure of himself. Okay? He had no self-confidence. Okay? He was easily pushed over by women. Women talked down to him. They emasculated him. Okay? And he just put up with it. He never stood up for himself. He was scared all the time. He was unsure of himself. Okay, he gets friend zoned by the woman that he likes, and he's like, oh, okay, absolutely, yeah, we'll just be friends. Okay, yeah, we're friends. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, yeah. You know, like that. Okay, like a fucking pussy. Like a fucking pussy. When he has his final battle with the main character, the main villain, Skeletor, you know what he does? He tries to talk him down. Okay, buddy. Okay, let's talk about our feelings here. All right, let's resolve this without having to actually get violent. All right, I want to hear your side, and then I'll bring my side, you know, and we'll work it out. You know, you don't do that to the fucking villain. You kick his fucking ass. You cut off his fucking head. Okay, so what we got was a very feminine He-Man, a very feminine hero. Okay, which I'm sorry, but the boys, you know, they don't relate to that. Nobody relates to that, okay? I mean, even at my age, that was not my He-Man. I mean, he had a secret identity, Prince Adam, who was that. I mean, Christ, he wore pink fucking tights for God. Of course he was gay, all right? But when he turned into He-Man, even though he looked gayer as He-Man with the big muscles and the tan, okay, and the fur Speedo, he acted straight. He acted masculine. He acted self-confident. He acted assured of himself. His voice got deeper, okay? He acted more masculine, okay? Even though he looked gayer, I'm the first one to admit it, okay? He didn't act gay. You see what I mean? Okay, so it was like Superman, like the Christopher Reeve Superman movies. Okay, when Christopher Reeve is playing Clark Kent, he's very nerdy and awkward. He's hunched over. Oh, hi Lois. How you doing? Like that. Okay, but when he's Superman, he's like, good evening, Lois. Like that. You see the difference? Okay, in this movie, in the He-Man Master of the Universe movie, there was no difference. He-Man acts the same way as Prince Adam. Okay, beta male. Okay, how are boys going to be attracted to that? How are boys going to want to be that? How can they look at a effeminate man and want to be like that? They can't. They can't. You see what I mean? There's something about them, okay, that just rejects that. They just reject it. That's why they're into the video games, because the video games are masculine. You can attack, you can kill people, you can attack them, okay? You can win fights and stuff in a video game world because you can't do that in real life. You see what I mean? Boys aren't allowed to be boys. Most kids go to public schools. Public schools are run by women. Yeah, you didn't notice that? All the teachers are all women. Oh, shit. Okay, the unions, women. The principals, women. It's all women. And they all go to universities. And what do they learn in universities? They learn about feminism. And how the patriarchy is evil. They've done studies on this, okay? This movie, Eat, Pray, Love, just propagates that stuff. Only it did it 16 years ago. It's just telling you that it's okay to do this. It's okay to put men down. In fact, when I'm going to make a movie for women, okay, well, there are not going to be any real men in there. Okay, because real men are scary. They're unpredictable. Okay, you don't know what you're going to do. You ladies don't know what to do around a real man other than get turned on. When you see a man act like a fucking man, okay, it does something to your libido. It just makes you wet. It makes you horny. It makes you attracted to him. Okay? It does, because men acting like a man. And I'm not saying that being cruel. Okay? I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying being violent attracts women. Women are not attracted to violence at all. Even though those are typically masculine things. I'm talking just being in the moment. Being masculine. Just being standing up straight. Talking with a purpose, being kind, but not weak, being compassionate, but not effeminate. You see what I mean? Taking charge of situations. When things go wrong, you step up and you take care of the situation. You see what I mean? That's being masculine. Okay? Being intelligent, being strong. All these things that these movies like this one tell women they need to be. Be masculine. Be stoic. Be a boss bitch. Okay? These are not... They're just telling women to be like men. And these movies promote that. Which is why women are so fucked up. Because that doesn't go and fall in line with their nature. You see what I mean? Despite all this boss bitchiness shit, you're not going to find any fucking women that are doing fucking garbage collecting jobs or underwater welding. Okay? Or those jobs that men do, engineering, electrician, the dangerous jobs that men do. You're not going to see any women doing that shit, despite all their boss bitchiness. You see what I mean? Because they're not attracted to those jobs. They don't want to do those jobs. They don't want to be plumbers. They don't want to be car mechanics and get dirty and shit like that and work crazy hours. You see what I mean? And no one's telling them they can't do it. They naturally just don't want to do that stuff. Okay? There's something inside them is just repelled by those type of occupations. They want the men to do that stuff. You see what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. It has nothing to do with the patriarchy forcing them into feminine jobs. No, it has nothing to do with that. Women just don't want to do that stuff. No matter how much you beat that into them, okay? They're picking what's masculine, okay? And that's not the way the world works. So how do you make women strong? Okay, two ways. You tell them all this, you feed them all this bullshit like this movie does. You do whatever you want. You'll suffer no repercussions. Okay? And then that's the first way. And then the second way is level the playing field. Make all the men weak. All men are weak. They're all insecure. They're all immature. They're all crybabies or unsure of themselves. Okay? Or they act like little kids. They throw tantrums. Okay, that's another way you make women stronger, by making all the men weak. And that's what all the chick flicks do, in my opinion. I can't even think of the last time I saw a chick flick where a man acted like a man. Okay, and this movie's no exception. Okay, there's no men in this movie. The most masculine guy you got here is Javier Bardem, because he's got the deep voice and the broken nose. Okay, but he's a fucking crying bitch. He's an insecure crybaby. Crybaby. You know, if I'm sitting here watching this movie with my girlfriend, how the fuck am I going to relate to this guy? He's a crybaby. I'm not a crybaby. I don't relate to crybabies. And I sure as fuck am not going to be a crybaby in order to get fucking laid. Because I know it don't fucking work, number one. And number two, because I don't want to. There was a time in my life where I actually, when I was younger, when I watched chick flicks. The reason I started watching chick flicks, I think I was in my 20s. The reason I started watching them is because I thought that it might give me an edge to helping me get laid. Like if I watched the movies that turned women on, that it would help me with my game. You know? Oh, because none of my guy friends are watching this shit, so I'll watch it and I'll take notes. I did. I took notes. I would watch all these chick flicks and I would take notes to see if there's any pickup lines I could use, anything that was suave. Anything that might impress a woman, you know, ooh, you know what I mean? And after doing that for several years, I learned nothing. None of that fucking shit works in real life. It only works in the movies. Okay? Because if you're going to do a rom-com, the guy that you cast as the male lead, as the love interest, okay, he's automatically going to be good looking. Okay? His character's automatically going to be wealthy. All right? And the fact that he is a Hollywood actor working in Hollywood, you know, starring as a love interest towards a much bigger female star, okay? In a woman's mind, that automatically communicates status, even though his character might not be all that. He might be like I don't know, like a furniture store owner or something, right? In the movie, he is. But the woman watching the movie, she's seeing like, oh my God, this guy's making out with Julia Roberts in this movie. Oh my God, he is so fucking hot. He's a working actor in Hollywood and he's hot. So she's automatically attracted to him, thereby being attracted to the furniture store owner. Because in the back of her mind, she knows he's not a furniture store, he's an actor in Hollywood who's doing a scene with Julia fucking Roberts. Pussy wet. You see what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. In real life, the furniture store owner would not be getting laid. Because in real life, the furniture store owner is not a working actor in Hollywood, pretending to be a furniture. You see what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. All right? You women are so easily fucking manipulated. My God, herd mentality. I'm sick and tired of women complaining about men. Okay? Because the truth is, okay, and women aren't going to say this, the truth is women are only complaining about 15% of the men out there. That's who they're complaining about. When women say all men suck, women are all liars and they're cheaters, okay, and all that kind of shit, you know, and they're misogynists, okay, what they're talking about is the 15% of the men that are out there. They're not talking about the other 85%. Because they don't give a shit about the other 85%. They don't notice the other 85%. And that's the truth. All right? Okay, moving right along. I know it's kind of a rant, but damn it, I got to get it out there, right? Straight man's point of view. Now, where we left off last time, crybaby Felipe, yes, the love interest for Liz Gilbert, Julia Roberts' character, they're in Indonesia, they're in Bali, okay, and she takes Felipe to her shaman, you know, crackpot, whatever, fortune teller, you know, whatever, to read his palm, and the fortune teller, his name is Ketut, the toothless old man, who doesn't even know how old he is. He speaks pretty good English for a guy, you know, that you know, grew up in Bali. Anyway, he reads Felipe's fortune. He reads his palm. Tells him that, oh, you've had your heart broken and you're not over it. You're still crying about it. He's like, He says, in order for you to get over pain, you must learn to trust. He's like, if I trust again, will I get my heart broken again? And of course, Liz is going like that, you know, the bullshit acting here, okay? Yeah, that's good. And then, of course, what does he do? He goes into simp. When they're leaving fucking Ketut, he goes into simp fucking behavior. You do not need a good man, Liz. You need a champion. And then she says, well, let me know when one comes around so I can fuck him. Okay, because this crybaby is no fucking champion. Okay, he's not. He's not a champion. Okay? There's nothing about this guy that I want to be like in order to win over a woman. Okay? And that's pretty fucking sad. That's pretty fucking sad. That says two things. Not only do I not relate to this guy and not want nothing to do with this guy, that I'm not even attracted to this woman that I'm supposed to be attracted to in this movie, okay? Because Liz is not attractive. And I don't mean just by her looks, okay? I mean, she's I'll put in this movie, I'll put her like a 6. 6, maybe if she's dolled up, a 7, but that's it, okay? And that's stretching it. That's a low 7, okay? But I'll put her as a 6. Okay, because she's 42 years old, but she's pretending to be 33 years old in this movie, okay? And it's Julia Roberts, okay? There's a reason she ain't wearing no bikini in this movie, all right? Because she ain't got the body for it anymore, if she ever did. She had a body double in Pretty Woman, remember that. Okay, so, yeah, so she's not exactly the prize. She's not exactly the treasure that I want to, you know, go hunting for. I ain't gonna do no fucking Indiana Jones for her ass, okay? You see what I mean? I ain't going to war to Troy. I ain't going to war with Troy over her, okay? and I'm sorry, ladies, but it's true. I know you built her up to be the end-all, be-all, but she's not. She never was. Honestly, with that big mouth of hers, there's no fucking way. That's just a trick that Hollywood plays, okay? You know how they make a woman who's mid? You know how they make her so fucking beautiful in a movie? You know how they do it? Simple. They don't put any pretty girls in the movie except for her. It's the oldest trick in the book, okay? Whenever you see a rom-com, okay, whoever the main actress is, whether it's fucking J-Lo or fucking Julia Roberts or Katherine Heigl or whoever the fuck it is, you know? How do they make her the standout? How do they make her the prize to be won by the man? Simple. You put nothing but ugly women in the movie. That's why these women always have the unattractive, horny best friend. You know, they always have the ugly, horny best friend. That's why. Okay? Because they don't want you to be watching this movie and go like, oh wait, who's that woman over there? Oh damn it, I wanted to see more of her. They don't want you to do that. You see what I mean? That's why they do it. It's so fucking obvious. There's no other potential love interest for Felipe in this movie. There is no other woman there. Definitely, they're not going to highlight any woman that's better looking than Julia Roberts in this movie because that would draw away from Julia Roberts. I mean, they'll put a better looking guy in the movie. I mean, we've had 3 guys in this movie. We had Steven, played by Billy Crudup, handsome man. We've had David, played by James Franco, handsome man. Okay, and then we've got Ian, played by the little dick fucking Australian guy with the surfer body, okay? Okay, all these men are better looking than Javier Bardem. I'm sorry, but Javier Bardem looks like he's got punched in the face about 600 times, okay? So, like, they've got that comparison as far as the men go, but there's nothing for the women. I mean, who the fuck is there against Julia Roberts in the movie? What, Viola Davis? I mean, who? Sophie? They got rid of her real quick. Who? What's her name? Armenia? Whatever, fucking Felipe's sister that only shows up in 2 scenes and we never see her again. Clearly, she's only there. Her purpose in this movie was just to get Liz to meet Felipe. That's it. That was her only purpose in this movie. She does nothing else. What the fuck? Anyway, I mean, Felipe has a son, a 19-year-old son named Leon. Yes. Okay, and Leon's aunt is in Bali, and yet he never once mentions her or goes to see her or nothing. Oh my God, yeah. I think Armenia was just a plot device. That's all she was in this movie. All right, so anyway, Felipe Liz and his 19-year-old son Leon, they go hiking in the mountains of Bali in Indonesia. Okay, the three of them together. Okay, they go on a hiking trip in the mountains. Okay, he lets his dad kiss him on the mouth too. Like, what the fuck? I guess that's a Brazilian thing, but still, it's disgusting. He kisses his son. Now we don't know how old Felipe is in this movie. In real life, Juan, I think, or Jose, whatever the fuck the real guy that Felipe's character is based on. In real life, that guy was 54, 55 years old when he met Liz. And Liz was 33, 34 years old when they met. Okay, so when these events happened, there was a 20 age difference. And there was a 20-year gap, okay, as far as the ages go. All right? In this movie, we don't know how old Liz is in this movie, but she's played by 42-year-old Julia Roberts. It's not mentioned how old Felipe is in this movie, but he is played by a 41-year-old Javier Bardem. Okay, so there's only 1 year age difference here. Okay? Anyway, and he kisses his 19-year-old son in the mouth, which is fucking gross. Okay? They spend time staring at the view. There's a nice view there. Okay? Leon asks Felipe if he fucked Liz yet. Like, dude, that's your dad, man. Do you have that little respect for your father? That you're gonna be like, hey, dad, did you fuck her yet? No, I don't even talk to my dad that way. And me and my dad do not have a great relationship, okay? We don't. But I still show him respect. I would never go to my father. Even at 19, I never would have done that. I never would have gone to my father and go, hey, did you fuck her yet, Dad? No, what the fuck is this? No, you don't talk that way to your father, okay? Anyway, so that's going on here, okay, you know. But Felipe says, like, of course not. Do not say things like that. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for her to get my pussy wet first. Like I said, there's no men in this movie, dude. Felipe is the kind of guy that if he's dating a girl, you're gonna have to eat him out first. Oh my fucking God. All right. It's true though. All right. It's true. You think I'm making this up. It's not a joke. It's not a joke, man. This guy, that's what these men are in these movies. You wonder why guys don't watch this shit? All right. Okay. So what do you call it? So Leon tells Felipe, he's like, Dad, you need to move on. Okay? Mom left you for a bigger dick. Yes, she did, and she broke your heart, but you know what? That was 10 years ago! Get your thumb out of your ass, get your dick out of your hand, quit watching gay porn, and go fuck a woman for a change! It's been 10 years! And then he's like, yeah, he didn't know where the fuck he is. Like, all right, yeah, so all that's going on, you know, and then he walks away with his dick between his legs, you know, because he's got to find the dick first. But then, anyway, okay, moving right along. Javier Bardem, like I said, Javier Bardem, we're getting into the math here, okay, because I did the math, okay, officially, here's the math, all right? Javier Bardem is 41 years old, okay? The real life guy, his name was not Juan, it was Jose. Jose Nunez, that's the real life man that Liz Gilbert fell in love with when she was in Bali. I don't think it was Bali, I think it was a different country, but I don't know, I didn't read the book. Okay, I ain't gonna read the fucking book, all right? In the movie, it's Bali, all right? So she, so his name's Jose Nunez. He was born October 16th, 1950. Okay, so the events in this movie, okay, took place, well, let's see here, okay? Liz published Eat, Pray, Love in 2006. Okay, so she experienced it in 2004. Okay, so these events happened to Liz in real life in 2004. Then she wrote about it, and the book got published in 2006. Okay, so if you go by that math, 2004 is when all this shit happened. That would have made Jose Nunez would have been 53/54 years old during the events here. Okay, the real life Jose Nunez was 54 years old. Okay, by that math, Liz, okay, would have been 35 years old during that time. Okay, so we're looking at a 19-year, not 20, 19-year age gap here. Okay, so Jose Nunez Felipe is 19 years older in real life than Liz was when they fell in love in Bali. Okay, that's a big difference because, like I said, in the movie, you've got a 42-year-old Julia Roberts and a 41-year-old Javier Bardem. Okay. Now, what the fuck is a 41-year-old, 54-year-old doing worrying about getting his heart broken again? And what the fuck is a 41-year-old guy celibate for fucking 10 years? So in 10 years, he has not moved on. He has not had more children. He hasn't fucked another woman, had more children, been in a relationship, gotten married again, in love. He's been sitting around for 10 years with his thumb up his ass and his dick in his fucking hand. Waiting for a fucking Liz Gilbert to walk into his life. Are you fucking kidding me? This guy's a fucking millionaire. And despite the fact that he's got a rugged look, you know, he's got the broken nose and the deep voice, despite all that, women are going to find him attractive. You know why? Because he's a fucking millionaire. That alone, okay, is going to make a lot of fucking 21-year-old women fucking pull down their fucking thongs for him. Okay? So don't fucking tell me that he sits around feeling sorry for himself, drinking bottled water at the outdoor cantinas when there's nothing but gorgeous fucking 22, 23-year-old white women walking around in bikinis. Are you out of your fucking mind? You really expect me to believe this? No. Not believable at all. Women always got to do, these chick flicks always got to do this. They always got to make the man a fucking incel. So that when a woman does give him attention, it's a big fucking deal. It's not. Any guy who is ever fucking, who is attracted to women does not go 10 years without fucking sex. No matter how bad his heart got broken. Okay? They don't. Any man with self-respect is not going to sit on his ass for fucking 10 years. He's at least going to try to fucking get a new relationship. He's going to try to find a new girlfriend or get a new wife. You know why? Because he values himself. Because he respects himself. You see what I mean? Yet men like that don't exist in this fucking movie. Because Liz has never met a man like that. Because Liz is scared of men like that. So in order to make Liz feel better about herself, to make her stronger, she just writes books where there are no men like that. And they make movies where there are no men like that. So that you fucking insecure bitches can feel better about yourself. I'm not the problem. It's men that are the problem. There's no men. You want to know what to do with a fucking man if you ever fucking showed up. You would shit yourself. My God. Okay, so Felipe, like I said, he's rich and he's surrounded by young, hot Australian bitches. Okay, and he can't get any of them to fuck him. Bull fucking shit. That's what happens when these fucking unattractive middle-aged feminists write shit. They don't know how to fucking write a man. So Felipe speaks Portuguese to Leon, Leon, because they're Brazilian, yeah. Okay, and gives him a mixtape. Yes, he made a mixtape for his son, because I guess cassettes were still a thing back then. Hey, I still got cassettes, okay? I still got a cassette player here, all right? I ain't throwing that shit away. Okay? And I used to make mixtapes too, like around 2004, 2003. I used to mix my own tapes too, so, you know, that's something that we did. I watched High Fidelity. I reviewed High Fidelity. It's on this channel, okay? Chick Flicks for Men. Okay, and the main character there, Rob Gordon, he makes mixtapes for people. And I used to do that too. I'm from that neighborhood in Chicago too. So anyway, I know that's not neither here or there, but it just reminded me of that. Okay, so he makes a mixtape for his son. Okay, and then he starts crying like the bitch that he is. He starts crying. That's all Felipe does. He fucking cries and talks about his feelings and how his heart got broken. Okay, and then he kisses his son on the lips again. Okay, you know, while he's crying. Okay. And Liz sees this. She sees this guy that she's supposed to be attracted to crying like a fucking bitch, kissing his son on the lips, and this turns her on. Because this is what always turns women on. When men are crying and kissing other men on the lips. That's better than fucking Spanish Fly right there. And you know it's true, ladies. Don't deny it. Okay? Anyway, okay, and then she looks, okay, then she looks at him. Then she looks at Felipe, like really looks at him like the pathetic fucking piece of shit crybaby that he is. All right? Okay, now later on, they go back to his house, okay? And by house, I mean it's outdoors. There's no walls. There's no walls in this house. There's no walls in Bali, even though they live in a fucking hurricane-infested, typhoon-infested area of the globe. There are no walls. There's no walls anywhere. They live in the fucking jungle, and there's no fucking walls. Okay, all the houses are outdoor. Okay? So the outdoor air just comes right in and blows right out. Okay? That's what it's like. Okay? So why even bother having a lock on your door? Why even bother having any sort of privacy? There's no privacy. Anybody can see what you're fucking doing. Okay? So they're back at his, I assume it's his place because there's a record player there. Okay? And he's got his record collection there. Okay? So they're back at his place. Okay? And they sit across the living room from each other. Yes, she's on a couch on one side of the living room. He's on a separate couch on the other side of the living room. And they're both reading books. Okay? So instead of fucking holding hands, talking to each other, you know, getting to know each other better, they're on opposite sides of the fucking room reading books in silence. Okay? What the fuck is that? Anyway, Felipe, he stares, he takes off his glasses, puts his book down, and just stares. He just stares at fucking Liz for like 2 fucking hours, just like... like that, okay? Liz, of course, never fucking, you know, never raises her head up at all. She's into whatever fucking trashy romance novel about how to cheat on your husband, the 506th way. Whatever that she's reading there, she's still glued to it, all right? Anyway, so that's going on, okay? And so what does Felipe do? He gets up and he goes to the record player. Yes, he has a record player. And he plays probably the absolute worst love song I've ever heard in my entire fucking life. And I've heard a lot of shitty songs, okay? I've heard a lot of shitty songs, okay? And this was probably takes the cake for the worst love song I've ever heard in my entire fucking life. All right? It's called S Wonderful, apostrophe S Wonderful. It's sang by this guy named, I can't even pronounce his name. It's Portuguese. João Gilberto. Okay? The name of the song is called S Wonderful by João Gilberto. And this version, they did a remix of it later on. This version is the 1977 original version, okay? And it's fucking horrible. It's horrible. Okay, what the fuck is a Portuguese guy singing in English for anyway? Okay, sing in Portuguese. Okay, these words don't translate. All right, he's singing like, you make my life so glamorous that you should care for me. What I just sang is better than how he sang it in the fucking movie. Look it up, pull it up on fucking YouTube if you have to. Fucking S Wonderful by João Gilberto. And listen to that piece of shit. Ladies, does that get you wet? Guys, does that get you hard? Maybe if you're fucking gay, it does. But if you're straight, oh wait, if you're straight, you wouldn't even fucking know what the fuck I'm talking about. All right, yeah, you're right. I'm the only straight guy that watched this movie. My bad. Anyway, ladies, tell your boyfriends to watch this movie and then listen to the song, all right? Anyway, and they'll laugh too. Okay, so yeah, that's the song. S Wonderful by João Gilberto, okay? Okay, and of course, this kind of gets Liz's attention. Why? Because it's Brazilian culture. The important thing, just like they're in Bali, they're in Indonesia, right? And the whole thing about the fortune telling and all that, okay, the meditate, all that is Indonesian culture, okay? Just like when she was dating David, the yogi from Yonkers, David, James Franco's character, back when she was living in New York, okay? He was a Hindu, okay? Hindu, okay? That's another culture, okay? And she experienced it when she went to Calcutta at the ashram. Hindu culture, which is good, okay? Indonesian culture, which is good. Brazilian culture, which is good. Italian culture, when she went to Rome and stuffed her face, which is good. But what's not good? White American culture, bad. As long as it's not white and American, it's good. But if it's white and American, you know, like she is, it's bad. Why did she date James? Because he was into Hinduism. He wasn't just an out-of-work actor. He used Hinduism to impress the girls, to make himself appear more interesting. And that's what Liz was attracted to about him. Okay? Besides the fact that he was younger, because he was into a religion that she knew nothing about. And the important thing is, it's not Christianity. It ain't white. It's not American. Therefore, it's okay. Like a typical libtard, right? Same thing with fucking with being in Rome. Okay, the whole language thing there, where everybody wanted to be her friend. She ate all this food and she gave fucking dieting tips to people. Like, what the fuck is all this? Okay, because it wasn't American. That was the important thing. It wasn't American. And then she goes to fucking here in Indonesia and believes in fortune tellers and all that kind of bullshit and magical powers. Okay, why? Because it's not American. It's not white. She's even got a witch doctor that's her BFF now. Okay, and by doctor, I mean she got her fucking medical degree in a fucking box of Cracker Jacks. Okay? But the point is, it's not American and it ain't white. And it's not Christian. This guy, Felipe, he's Brazilian. He kisses men. He kisses his children on the lips. He calls everybody darling. And he's a fucking crybaby. And he listens to fucking horrible romantic music, if you want to call it romantic. Okay, the important thing is it's Brazilian, it ain't white, and it ain't American. Therefore, it is good. Okay, so anyway, so they just hug each other back and forth. He goes up and he goes like, darling, it's time to fuck. And he picks her up and he like hugs her like, you know, like that. And then he starts fucking leading her over into the bedroom, which is fucking stupid as fuck. Like, this isn't how you do it. Playing a bullshit song. He's doing all this shit while I'm like, you make my life so glamorous that you should care for me. This is where you're supposed to pull the dick out. So because it's not white, it turns her on. It's true. It's true. Because it's not white, you know, it's not Western. Okay, it turns her on. So of course she follows him into the bedroom that has no walls, and it has a door, and she closes the door. But yes, they end up fucking having sex. We don't get to see it, of course. But they end up having sex, okay? This is how he seduced her, by playing a bullshit fucking song, okay? And a horrible fucking song, but it wasn't white. So that turned her on, and so she fucks him, okay? It's the first time he's had sex with a woman in 10 years. Okay, I'm going to stop my review right here, but I'll be back to continue my review with this piece of shit movie. My God. How can you watch this? I mean, I know why I'm watching. I'm watching it to review it. How can you ladies watch it over and over again and think it's fucking good? I'm like, God, because you don't understand men. That's why. That's why. Okay. I feel bad for you. All right. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this long. I do appreciate that. And I'll see you soon on the next video. Bye.